there guys, welcome to my first Cube draft for Quiet Speculation. I'm very excited. I haven't played Vintage Cube in quite some time, so it's going to be awesome getting back into it. You can do a lot of cool things in Vintage Cube, and you can play around with a lot of cards that most of us can't afford in our day-to-day. It's a great look at what it's like to be in the 1% of Magic. So here I was like very excited for Coalition Relic. Coalition Relic is a great mana rock in Cube. The thing is, you got this Sweeto Mox. Generally, the rule is take the Mox. The closer it is to Grixis in coloration, the better. I once did a vintage rotisserie cube where we drafted from all of the cards that are illegal in vintage, and Mox Pearl went round 6. And there were 8 of us, so we just plumb forgot about Mox Pearl for a long time. Coalition Relic, like I said, is a great mana rock. It can produce 2 mana the turn after you cast it, which is great. Channel, obviously you can do a lot of broken stuff with it. Lodestone Golem is probably fine. You probably want Phyrexian Metamorph before you want a Lodestone Golem though. Shapeshifter effects are very strong. Dismember is a fine removal spell, as is Council's Judgment. Dismember has the benefit of being able to be cast solely off your Mox Emerald if you want, and that's all we got so far. Here I'm drawn to Ugin the Spirit Dragon. I like playing ramp strategies in Vintage Cube and every other cube, I guess. And Ugin is certainly something to do that with. You've got Brain Freeze as a Stormwind condition. However, given that you are likely to do broken things in Cube, your opponents are likely to have a card like Progenitus or Ulamog the Infinite Gyre that can shuffle their deck back in, which is really bad if your Stormwind condition is mill. Living Death is a strong reanimation effect. Elspeth Knight Errant is great in very aggressive decks, and decks in general, but mainly in aggressive decks, which you can do in this deck. Splinter Twin and Restoration Angel are both combo pieces, first and foremost, and then Remand it can be strong, like if I'm trying to cast Ugin on turn 2, but there's a good chance that you don't do anything and I just untap and cast it on turn 3. Speaking of Eldrazi Titans, there's another Storm card here in Mind's Desire, but we're just going to take the Signet. We have a Mox Emerald, but that doesn't commit us to green because it produces mana. Just the way that Dimir Signet doesn't lock us into blue-black. Mirror Battlesphere is another good high-priced payoff for taking a lot of ramp early. Armageddon is a payoff also, but in a different way. If you are playing with a bunch of mana rocks and then you cast Armageddon, generally you are going to have more mana than your opponent after that's done, regardless of how many lands you actually have in play. So Time Twister is part of the Power 9. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the set symbol on Time Twister, it is from a set called Vintage Masters, which is an online exclusive set, and all of the power, you'll notice here as well, have a special set symbol where it's Mythic Plus. So that's how you can tell that it's Power 9. And it's probably just the pick here. We've got Verdant Catacombs, which is a mana fixer being a fetch land. Inquisition of Kozilek is fine, although since my goal is to cast Ugin, I'm assuming that a lot of other people have that goal, a similar goal. So maybe taking a low converted mana cost card out of their hand is not the greatest. One of the great things about playing something like Time Twister is that you can play out your mana rocks and then draw a new hand, which is great. Walking Ballista is funny with the channel that we passed, right? I think the pick is just Treasure Cruise though. We've got Chandra Flamecaller, which isn't the best planeswalker, but it is a planeswalker. Rakdos' Return is certainly funny. I think just drawing cards is what I want to be doing though. And, like, we want the average converted mana cost of this deck to be as high as possible, obviously. Flooded Strand gets better when we have Treasure Cruise. There's also a Solemn Simulacrum, though, and I'm kind of eyeing that one up. Heartbeat of Spring is good in Storm, and we could actually take it, like, if you play it off of a bunch of mana rocks, and then your land, get, like, a Turnabout or something that untaps your land, that's great. Given that we saw, like, Mind's Desire and Brain Freeze, I think we might try to Heartbeat of Spring people, depending on what else we see. So, we've got Sphinx of the Steelwind, which is a great reanimator target. It also costs 8 mana, guys! We've got Bring to Light, which I think I'm going to take. Primal Command is great to ramp out as well. Necrotal is just a solid creature. Imperial Recruiter gets both pieces of some sort of Kiki Jiki, Deceiver Exarch, or Pestermate combo, which is pretty sweet. But I think I just want to take Bring to Light. Bring to Light can be pretty powerful in a deck that just wants to do, like, crazy things. Oh god, is Time Vault in this cube? Because that would be the reason to take Ral Zarek. There's a Trigon Predator, which is good against decks with a bunch of mana rocks, and especially if you can play it very early. There's also Garruk Relentless, which is less exciting, although I do seem to be playing blue-green right now. I think I just take Ral Zarek. I am of the opinion that Planeswalkers are very powerful if you cast them early. Here, I'm going to take Dismember over Manic Vandal, because Dismember is going to make whatever deck I play, really. We wield Twin. I think this was the Mind's Desire pack, or it was the Brain Freeze pack, one of the two. I think we take the Twin, because, like, comboing is always an option in this cube. Hymn to Tourach is very powerful. Incinerate's also fairly powerful, just as a removal spell. I think I want to Incinerate. And I'm going to take Sacred Vendor here. I'm not necessarily playing those colors yet, but I could be. Young Pyromancer might actually be good in this deck. And we'll take a Leyline for the sideboard. So, yeah, I say that it might be good in this deck because if we're playing things like Time Twister, Treasure Cruise, Bring to Light for another spell and cast that, Young Pyromancer is pretty sweet. I don't want to play mono red, but the fact that we are incidentally taking some reasonable mono red cards is just fine. Really, we don't have a solid plan yet. We could still be on the Heartbeat plan. There are... Ad Nauseam is in this cube. And I imagine Empty the Warrens is too. And Ad Nauseam's nice because, you know, it's another solid just kill you condition. Empty the Warrens, you have to untap with the goblins, which is an issue. Alright, so we've got Scalding Tarn, which matches blue, which makes it a good fetch land. Glenelander Archmage is really good in the Legacy cube. I think it's a little worse in this cube. We could take Oath of Druids and build an Oath of Druids deck. We did pass the Sphinx of the Steelwind, which is unfortunate. Also, Oath of Druids is shut down by Leyline of Sanctity, which is pretty cool. I think I want to try and make Oath work rather than taking Scalding Tarn. Like, I really haven't committed to any colors yet. And it would be really easy to not play any creatures in this deck, except for, like, the bomby ones. So here's Time Spiral, which is the best card in the pack as far as I can tell. Like, we've got Zealous Conscripts to go with our Splinter Twin. But I think I just take Time Spiral. Like, having the option of something very powerful like this is great. Heartbeat of Spring goes well with Time Spiral because Time Spiral untaps 6 lands, and when you untap them with having Heartbeat of Spring out, you are going to make So much mana, just a lot of mana. So we might try and combo somehow. So we've got a Woodfall Primus, which is a good payoff for Oath of Druids. It's a 6/6 for 8, and you've got Thirst for Knowledge, which is fine. I think I'm just gonna take the Woodfall Primus and try and do something stupid with it. Yeah, this deck seems sweet so far. Okay. Sylvan Caryatid, not the greatest for us. We've got Recurring Nightmare, which could be very strong in a deck with... We did pass Awakening Zone, which would have been sweet with it. There's also a Breeding Pool, which is fine. We look to be some sort of green-blue deck. There's also the Empty Thorns. We don't have a lot of mana rocks or other enablers apart from Time Spiral, though. I think I'm just going to take the Breeding Pool. Wasteland is also pretty powerful. Here we go. So we've got Terastodon. There's also a Regrowth in this pack. Fauna Shaman's fine, I guess. Yeah, we're just going to take another creature for our Oath of Druids. So Cabal Ritual is a card for the Storm deck. Tanglewire's funny. I'm hesitant to take like a Spellskite or an Avacyn's Pilgrim. I think I'm just going to take the Cabal Ritual for now. So there's Compulsive Research, Emrakul the Promised End, which seems sweet with the rest of our fatties. A Bayou, which allows us to like cast our spells. Let's see. So I do like Compulsive, I do like Bayou, and I do like Emrakul, although Emrakul I think is slightly worse. I think I want the Compulsive Research. So we've got Nature's Claim, which is good against the Sulfuric Vortex. I think I just want Hissing Quagmire. I think Nature's Claim is fine. Nature's Claim is main deckable in a format where we need more fetch lands, but I think I'm going to take this Brainstorm. It's really good with Oath of Druids. So it's actually a pretty good get, I'd say. So we might not be playing this Heartbeat or this Time Spiral. We probably play Time Twister. It's just that good. But yeah, Brainstorm with fetch lands just makes it so that you can do, like, put back Woodfall Primus and then in response to an Oath trigger or something if you accidentally drew it. Seasons Fast is kind of fun, but I think I just want the mana fixing at this point. I don't really want any of these. Awakening Zone is really bad with Oath. I guess I take Maze of Ith. I'm gonna take the Mizzium Mortars. I'm gonna put it with my Incinerate. I might not play it, but I'll take the Ajani Vengeance. Alright, so we've got 3 2-mana removal spells. Ooh, BB. Bloodbraid Elf is very powerful. I don't know if I play it in the Oath of Druids deck. And we do have a couple of good payoffs for the Oath of Druids deck, and we're not really hurting on playables right now, so I don't quite see the need to play creatures. What? There's a Turnabout, There's a Pestermite to go with our Splinter Twin. Turnabout is good with Heartbeat of Spring because, again, it's another one of those things that untaps your lands. I think I just want the Misty Rainforest, though. We have this Brainstorm. We have a Treasure Cruise. There's also Memory Jar, which we need more mana rocks if you're going to play Memory Jar, I think. Yeah, I think we just take the Misty. I'm not sure about playing this Ajani Vengeance, but if we're playing Bring to Light, we probably want to play a bunch of different colors of mana. So, might as well give it a shot. Not great. I think we just take the Watery Grave. Again, it could let us cast our spells. Gifts Ungiven is sort of sweet, although we don't really have any combos with it. Grave Titan's a good card. Yeah, not really excited about that pack. Alright, here we go. We've got Shelldock Isle. Oh, Mana Drain. Frick. Alright, well I guess we take Mana Drain. Counter target spell at the beginning of your next main phase, add an amount of colorless to your mana pool equals that spell's converted mana cost. If these were blue, I might have thought a little bit harder about it, especially the Golgari Signet. Or actually, oh, probably the Rakdos Signet. Shelldock Isle is great though. You can play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if the library has 20 or fewer cards in it. In Vintage Cube, that's very likely to happen. Alright, so we have a couple of options here. We've got, well, we don't really have any Storm cards, so Frantic Search is kind of out. We've got Gilded Lotus, and we've got Selesnya Signet, and given we don't have a lot of mana rocks right now, I think I want the Signet versus the Lotus. It also helps splash a Johnny. Trinket Mage gets a Mox. Wooded Foothills gets like Misty and Breeding Pool though. Or not Misty. It gets Breeding Pool, or like a red source if we need it. So I think I just take that. 19 non-lands, and we've got a Mox. Well, this counts as a, like, basically you switch these two around, because Maze of It doesn't produce mana unless there's an Urborg out. Oh, Nicol Bolas, what are you doing here, buddy? I love that card. We could take Nicol Bolas. Or we could take Hallowed Fountain. I imagine Mental Misstep is fine, too. I do have mana fixing for Nicol Bolas. Huh. Oops. I'm under a Gaius where... Gaius? Where I have to take Nicol Bolas. Fortunately, whatever. Artifact creature land on the battlefield. Oh, if it isn't mana ability. Okay, good. I'm going to take the Gruul Signet over the Everflowing Chalice. Everflowing Chalice has the potential to ramp more, but Gruul Signet has some mana fixing abilities that are pretty valuable in our Nicol Bolas deck. Additionally, I'm probably just playing all of these removal spells. Yeah. Because as much as, like, we want our opponent to be playing creatures for Oath of Druids, but we want to be able to control that a little bit. Oh, Bring to Light's another good reason to have, like, Signets over Chalice. So we've got Crucible, which is good with water or Misty Rainforest and Wooded Foothills, I guess. Managorger Hydra, which is like a Storm card. Storm Payoff finisher. That'd be sweet, actually. Academy Ruins, which doesn't really get back a lot of stuff. Or Chain Lightning, which I could see playing, actually. Guess we take the Chain Lightning. We wield Turnabout. I don't know what we would do with it. Forge Master doesn't get anything back. Blackleaf Cliffs is not great fixing. I think we take the Turnabout. If we had the Hydra, I would have been more excited about it, I guess. Take the Riftbolt. Man, red was so open. I imagine you will tell me. Mirari's Wake? Okay, we just need to wield the Hollowed Fountain, which I don't think we were going to. Gonna take Kolaghan's Command. Having the ability to destroy an artifact is great. There's not a lot going on there. So what do we have for mana fixing? Not a lot is the conclusion I'm coming to here. Oh, yeah, but we're definitely playing all of our red removal. So we can... Gosh, red was so open. Alright, we'll see how this goes. This is a little sketchy. We have two things that we can hit with Oath of Druids. One of the things we can do is if we hit either Woodfall Primus or Terastodon, when it enters the battlefield, we can just destroy our own Oath of Druids, which is pretty sweet, because that'll prevent our opponent from actually getting to use the Oath. Oh, I forgot I had the Sacred Foundry! Gosh, these fetch lands are so much better now, or at least this Wooded Foothills is. Fantastic. Alright, just gotta do a double check, make sure I don't have any creatures at my low end. So 26 non-lands. Need to cut a few of them. Probably Time Spiral. I do think I want to keep Mirari's Wake in. Maybe not. And like cut Riftbolt. We want to keep a number of lands in here. Mirari's Wake seems really good in this deck, though, because it lets us hard cast our 8s. We can give this a shot. Our mana is so bad, you guys. Color. So we have 1, 2, 3 black sources. We probably need... We're never casting this Nicol Bolas, are we? 2 more? Yeah, I don't really want to have more than 1 white source, because we have the Selesnya Signet as well. Plus, Wooded Foothills gets Sacred Foundry. Red sources, we probably want a few more than 2, 3, 4. And then green sources, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So we'll add another red source, I think. And call it good. Sure. This deck will do something. Alright. Okay, well let's get started. Alright, we found an opponent. Let's see how the Oath of Druids Nicol Bolas ramp deck does. What is this? What is this? Okay. Yes. I would love to play first. I'll go ahead and keep this. Misty Rainforest can't fetch a red source, which is unfortunate. Yuck. Okay, well. Library is really good, especially when you're on the draw. I'm gonna get a Sacred Foundry. We do get to play Ral Zarek next turn. And maybe that'll be good enough. I doubt it, though. Alright, we drew another of our fat. So we're going to tap the Dimir Signet, untap our breeding pool, pass the turn. Ral Zarek can generate mana, which is nice. Our opponent's going to draw another extra card, which is gross. Ancestral Vision. Our opponent's just drawing a lot of cards, is about as far as I can tell. So I don't actually need to have an extra land in play to Mirari's Wake. So what I'm going to do here is, on my first main phase, I'm going to tap the basic island and untap my Dimir Signet. And then I'm going to move to my second main phase to clear out the mana for my opponent's mana pool. And cast Mirari's Wake, so that next turn I can cast Ugin and so forth. I need triple green for this Woodfall Primus. So I guess I just get a forest rather than the Watery Grave, because I do have double black already for Nicol Bolas, obviously. Alright, so assuming this Mirari's Wake remains in play, and all of our lands do too, we're in business almost. Our opponent is drawing a jillion cards a turn. They drew in their upkeep because they had 7 cards before their draw step. Glenalandra Archmage with no mana to protect it is pretty bad for them. So I think what we do is we play Ugin and -4 it. Oh, and we can't choose. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, no, we shouldn't -4 it. Never mind. I think we just +2 it then to deal damage to the Glenalandra. Play the Raging Ravine. Tap Glenalandra, untap Breeding Pool. We could Time Twister, which will definitely put us ahead on cards. If we were going to do that, we probably shouldn't have played the Raging Ravine. And our opponent has 7 cards in hand anyway. Yeah, I think we do that. We drew Mox Emerald and an Oath of Druids, so yeah, we should have, I guess, not Time Twistered. We're probably going to win off our Planeswalkers, though, if we're being honest with ourselves. Like, we got a Johnny Vengeant, too. Gosh. Time Twister goes to your graveyard? Oh, that card's not even fair. We could have finished off the Glenalandra, but I can just plus Ugin again. What would be bad? Dragonlord Silumgar would kind of suck, except for we could just, oh, they could like, take Ugin, minus it. Dragonlord Silumgar has gotten me in many a game. Jace the Mind Sculptor, Shaw. Mirari's Wake is so funny, you guys. I'm so glad we played it in this deck. They might play a land. To be able to use Glenalandra Archmage. They're brainstorming with Jace. I think we're gonna get greedy. Ral Zarek, his ultimate is at 7. I think we can stand to take him up one more time. Played a Concealed Courtyard tapped. Alrighty. Also, there's a good chance Glenalundra is going to attack Ral, so that'll do it too. Okay, oh, alright, well, so I think we plus Ugin on Glenalundra, then we tap Raging Ravine for red, Swamp for black, Breeding Pool for blue, Forest for green, I guess. Play this Nicol Bolas Planeswalker. Destroy the Jace. And then I want to tap down library, untap my Raging Ravine, and play a Johnny Vengeant. And we're gonna keep the Library of Alexandria tapped, obviously. Our deck is perfect, I think. This is great. This is Magic at its finest, everybody. Oh, we have a Dimir Signet. We have a bunch of spells we can't cast. I think we can do better than this. This is also a bunch of spells that we can't cast, but at least if we like, I'm gonna bottom that. We do have a way to deal with a creature already, and we're looking for mana sources. The turn 1 Ancestral Visions is probably not gonna, oh, you're so funny. The turn 1 Ancestral Visions is gonna probably treat us a little bit harsher than last game, just because we don't have like nearly as fast of a start. If our opponent's deck is heavily dependent on creatures, which I don't expect it is, like they have a lot of good blue cards, then Maze of Ith is bad. Boros Signet, sure. Right on time. In fact, we might discard the Maze of Ith to Compulsive Research rather than Woodfall Primus, because we still have ways of getting Woodfall Primus out. We didn't see a lot of counter magic from our opponent. I'd rather not get Force Spiked, I guess. And I want this island. So I think what I'm going to do is cast Compulsive, targeting myself. We're going to choose to discard a land, and we're going to discard this useless land. Chain Lightning's basically mana neutral with Treasure Cruise, I guess. I think I'm just going to pass the turn, though. How long does this have? 1 turn. Gross. They're going to just come right back from there. Huh. We have 2 cards in our graveyard right now. I think we hold on to Ral Zarek. It's kind of gross that we're not doing anything. But if we draw... We can kill the Dragonlord Ojutai next turn, assuming it attacks. So I think that's what we're just gonna hope it does. Our opponent's gonna get a lot of cards this turn, which is really bad for us. The fact that we haven't drawn a land since we cast Compulsive is pretty bad. I guess I could have like discarded Woodfall Primus and Maze of Ith to take another mana off of the... Ugh, really? Okay. That's gross. So I guess we could Ral Zarek If we had the Incinerate, ironically, and an extra land, we might have been able to kill the Dragonlord Ojai. But now the Karakas will protect the Dragonlord Ojai from our attempts to kill it. Which is dumb. Super dumb. Tap the Karakas. Oh no. This is so bad. Okay, well, they're just activating Jace. That's fine. All of our powerful cards are in our hand, pal. I mean, they could bottom a land or top a, like, Terastodon. Okay, Mana Drain's not bad. Okay. Tap target Karakas, untap mountain. Let's see if they bounce Dragonlord Ojai. They have to suspect that something's up, right? Oh no, alright, great. Now we can just kill Dragonlord Ojai. They're gonna draw 2 more cards. It's not ideal. However. Alright, cool. So we do have an active Ralzeric. We killed the hexproof gross monster. All in all, not a bad turn. We're going to be able to hold up Mana Drain next turn. Assuming there's not another threat that we need to deal with. Which, knowing our opponent for the brief time that I have, I assume there will be. But, we'll see. Library of Alexandria. Not as scary as... Well, I mean, they're gonna be at 7, but our opponent's seen so much of their deck already. I imagine they have enough cards to kill us. So they're drawing a card with Library before they cast their spell, whatever it is. Gideon of the Trials until your next turn. Okay. That's pretty good. Prevents Ralzeric from doing any killing. Lingering Souls is annoying, but we have Mizzium Mortars. Raging Ravine, not bad. Do I do anything? Well, if I don't, like, untap Raging Ravine, kill one of the spirits, Gideon is a 4/4 and they'll kill Ralzeric. And I want to keep him around for another turn, so we're going to tap Skull Clamp, untap Raging Ravine. I want to untap Raging Ravine because that way I can hold up Mana Drain, which our opponent knows what we have. It's fair enough, but like they have 6 cards in hand. There's no way they're not casting a spell this turn. We could have chump blocked the Gideon with a Raging Ravine, but I think our hand's too important for that. Or our land, rather. Our hand is too full of good cards. Brainstorming, Jesus. Our opponent can just kill our Ralzeric anyway. So, chump blocking with Raging Ravine would have been an option, I suppose, but casting with Flashback, sure. I'm not actually worried about that as much. They just equip Skull Clamp and kill Ral. Like, once we have the mana for Ugin, for example, we should be fine. Also, we're going to be able to, yeah, alright, that's fine. Does it become a legendary creature? No. Can't be bounced with Karakas. Like, Ugin's just going to blank all of the spirits, and probably everything else. We're probably just going to draw 3 cards with Treasure Cruise and hope to draw Blue Source. So we can mana drain something. I don't think I'm going to cast Brainstorm before I do this. Like, Brainstorm is mana neutral because it costs 1 mana and it can just be dubbed away with Treasure Cruise. But I want to have more stuff to work with. And I want to try to leave up mana drain. Alright, Oath of Druids is pretty sweet. And I think I'm just going to cast it, considering I didn't... And we can Brainstorm this Woodfall Primus back onto our deck too, just as we had planned. Yes. We just have to be careful of the Jace. So Snapcaster is gonna do us some damage. Okay. I think I'd rather... Gross. $8, 11 plus 2, 3. Yeah. We were 1 turn too slow on that Oath. So our opponent does have some stuff worth killing, which is good to know. Kolaghan's Command might actually be worthwhile. That's probably main deckable. Main decking freaking Nature's Claim. Nicol Bolas probably isn't worth it right now. As much as I love the guy. It's like a deep love too. We're gonna take out the swamps because we have the Watery Grave, the Misty Rainforest to get it, the Dimir Signet, so we don't really need it for this Kolaghan's Command. And we're just gonna add like a mountain. And forest, I guess. Awkward as this hand is, I'm gonna keep it. It puts a Mirari's Wake into play very, very fast. And if we draw a Blue Source, we're just in like really good shape. No turn 1 visions or library. Great. Do need a Blue Source. Really regretting adding a mountain rather than an island. Hanger Backwalker. Okay. Ooh, that's not good. We do have something to discard to Compulsive then. Sword of Fire and Ice. Also not great. Better late than never. I think what I do is I just play this Mirari's Wake. Hope to untap with it. Then Ugin, kill Hangerback Walker, I guess? I mean, I haven't seen removal for the Mirari's Wake yet. So we're gonna take a lot of damage. Please resolve, please resolve, please resolve, please resolve. Please don't mana drain it. Yes. And they do get to suit up the Thopter token with the sword. But like, that still can't kill Ugin, which is great. Also, Time Twister and Compulsive Research is a combo because I can shuffle this Terastodon back into my library, for example. Time Twister Treasure Cruise, not so much, but we were on the play, so Mirari's Wake on turn 4, not bad. The fact that Island was our 5th source of mana. Oh no, yeah. The fact that Island was our 5th source of mana is pretty great for us. So they can hit us for 3 and deal 2 to Ugin, depending on what their priorities are, or they could just deal 5 to us. It's likely that they just choose to deal their damage to us as well. Nope. Taking down Ugin, okay. Or attempting to take down Ugin to a degree. Drawing a piece of removal for that sword would be good, as long as it's not Kolaghan's Command. Alright, nothing. Vendilion Click? No. Pestermite? Unexpectedly absent. Okay. Well, that's not awful, I guess, right? Because we got 2... Oh, we're 1 short. Can we cast Terastodon? So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, yeah. That was so good. Okay, so we can do this more efficiently, I think. Yeah, that's 8. I'm gonna destroy the sword, my Mox Emerald, and then a Plains, I guess? Yes. And I destroyed that Mox Emerald because it puts something in my graveyard, and also I have, like, just a jillion mana. So having blockers for the other elephants seems great to me. Our opponent could play Jace here. Get in, okay. They could... They know that I have a Ugin. I'm gonna take 1 from that guy. I might just Ugin neg 4 next turn. Oh, wait. Oh, Ugin's the second from the top. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, well. In that case, what do I do? I think I compulsive. Using the Selesnya Signet, because if I draw an untapped land, I can just cast Ugin anyway. Discarding a land, Raging Ravine. We're just gonna attack with both. Because our elephant was dying anyway. I suppose I could have not compulsived, but... first, because then our opponent wouldn't know what was going on. Yeah, it's probably... They wouldn't have known that we had drawn the Ugin. Consecrated Sphinx. That's not good. I attack for 10 plus Ugin. What can I draw with Treasure Cruise to deal with the Consecrated Sphinx? Actually, if I Treasure Cruise or Time Twister into Dismember, I could kill the Consecrated Sphinx, which is probably worth giving a shot. Do I want to play the Woodfall? Can I play the Woodfall Promise first? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. So I think we play Woodfall Primus first. I'm gonna try and Time Twister into an answer for Consecrated Sphinx. Which would mean... And we did it! We drew the Lightning Strike. We're not going to play Oath of Druids. That would be bad. So our opponent's going to have like a million billion cards in their hand. But our Ugin's going to survive. And we have two, like, just really fatty creatures. One of which with Trample. So we can bring to light for something. For example, Kolaghan's Command, a Johnny Vengeant, Rael Zarek, because we have the Selesnya Signet producing light. Man, Selesnya Signet is an all-star in this game. This deck is so sweet, you guys. One of these days we're gonna actually do what it was supposed to do and like oath into one of these guys, but I think Mirage, and one of the things, Mirari's Wake is great in this deck. The issue with Heartbeat of Spring is that it's symmetrical, so whereas Mirari's Wake doubles our mana, Heartbeat of Springs doubles both of our manas. Both mine and my opponent's, which would be really bad because they have 22 cards in hand right now. they should be able to come up with something to deal with this Ugin. Waiting for them to pay costs. Okay. When it enters the okay. They have 5 mana, so they could theoretically have 2 removal spells for our guys, but we have a bunch of planeswalkers that deal damage to people, so Treachery. Treachery is good in that it allows them to untap lands. However, between, so they can play another creature or something. Terastodon. So I guess they could have like yeah. Both Ral Zarek and a Johnny Vengeant deal damage to our opponent's face though, so if they don't have removal for my other creatures, we're in pretty good shape. I imagine that they have removal. Okay, Swords to Plowshares. Sure. That's bad. So I think our play right now is to Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, they got it back. Kill the Thopter. Oh no, they can kill her. They can kill her Ugin. Damn it. Alright. Oh no, they didn't kill her Ugin. Oh, because they had to. Okay, yeah, they had. Never mind. Kill the Thopter, get a Johnny with Bring to Light, and keep our opponent's Terastodon locked down. And then go from there, I guess. Yeah, Woodfall Primus is in our graveyard. Gosh, they have so many cards. So we can't cast Oath of Druids, that's just a fact. And we have a burn in our deck that, like, killing our opponent from 10 is not going to be difficult. Alright, so we drew another land, which is not ideal. So 3 damage to target Thopter. Cast Bring to Light for 4. Oh gosh, okay, well that's not great. Oh, we can just get Nature's Claim, I guess. Cast it on Treachery. And then we do have a Breeding Pool in our deck, so we can just play that and maybe go get a Breeding Pool. It was all according to plan, everyone. We're not going to play Oath of Druids. Just, yep, everything going according to plan. Our opponent did gain life, which is not what we want to do for our burn spells. I guess reading cards would be good. I thought I remembered what this did, though. In creature, instant, or sorcery. Well, the fact that I can't get planeswalkers is just, like, way worse for us now, but if our opponent plays a creature and suits it up with Sword of Fire and Ice to the degree that it's out of Ugin range, I think what we want to do is keep Terastodon back then. They do have, like, Glenelender Archmage. They have Jace. I guess Jace doesn't even do anything. Snapcaster Mage. Oh. We're gonna gain so much life, you guys. Snapcaster Mage, fortunately, dies to Ugin plus as well. Oh, we should... Yeah, we just gained so much life in the past 2 turns. Again, lost all of our creatures, but we have so much burn in our deck at this point. Our deck is mostly burn. Like Jace minus on the Snapcaster seems good. Hanger Backwalker, okay. So we can Ral Zarek plus Ugin plus, that's a +2, yeah, so Ugin plus on the Snapcaster Mage, Ral Zarek plus and then too bad neither of our planeswalkers draws cards. Oh, that's really awkward. I guess I could have Ugin plussed on the hanger back. They would have made 2 1/1s. 4, and then Ral Zarek minused on the Snapcaster, I guess. No blocks. Now we just need to draw a Johnny. Emeria Angel, gross. A Johnny would be nice. Chain Lightning. Can't kill the hanger back, neither can Ral Zarek. So if we minus Ral Zarek to kill the Emeria Angel, plus Ugin. Gosh, Hangerback Walker is such an issue. As is Sword, I guess. So we have to kill the Emeria Angel. And then I think we just Chain Lightning the bird as well. So this way, our opponent has to kill one or the other of our planeswalkers. It's probably going to be Ugin. Yeah. Come on, a Johnny. Oh no, a Johnny doesn't even kill the Hangerback Walker. Dang it. Treasure Cruise would be good. Wait, what are you casting that costs 6 mana? Painful Truths? Eh? Okay. Lingering Soul, sure. Jace, sure. We could draw like Dismember into Mizzium Mortars. That'd be super sweet. No, that's not good. I wonder why they kept that on top. So I was going to minus Ral, but I think I'm just going to plus him instead. Why'd they leave Dismember on top? Elspeth, Sun's champion. Things are just looking worse for our hero, but that's fine. Like, we still have Mizzium Mortars as an out. Hold on. If Mizzium Mortars is an out, then I think we want to hold on to this Dismember. It would kill Ralzeric, which isn't great. I think I just let that happen though. Because I want to be able to kill the Hanger Backwalker. My opponent just played out their hand. Okay. Okay, Dimir Signet, not a great draw, but one that saves us some life. So that's good. We're still looking to draw into Mizzium Mortars. Which is growing more and more unlikely by the minute. Oh, especially if they put it on the bottom. But like, if we draw Kolaghan's Commander still in it. Like, we have a lot more life to work with because of the double swords to plowshares. Treasure Cruise. Oh, okay. That's not helpful. Elspeth's ult is at 7. Cool. It's nice when our opponent puts a card on the bottom because it means that the top card might not be a dud. However, we're, let's see. So we're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think we do have to kill the spirit with the sword. Unless our opponent chooses not to attack with it because they're worried about getting decked. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we'll take it. Come on, Treasure Cruise. Kolaghan's Command, that's pretty good. Or it would have been like a turn ago. Thanks, Mirari's Wake. Oh, this is unfortunate. So this is gonna, the Dismember's gonna cost me 4 now, which is really bad. I don't think I have an out. Which is so sad. I can, in their upkeep, if I destroy Hangerback Walker, okay, well, I think the game has been lost. However, we're gonna put up a fight. Yes, so we're keeping all, that would have been so good a turn ago, holy cow. Maybe they forget to attack. Sure, that's fine. Now our opponent's just showing off. Sure. Okay, well. What'd they do with our card? Okay, you got me. That did it. Let's see. Would have been a Sacred Foundry, and then Mizzium Mortars, and then Treasure Cruise. Alright, that's too bad. I'll see you guys for round 2, though. We'll see if we can't do a little bit better. Welcome back. We're gonna see if we can't do a little better. A little bit faster, too, because those games were long. I think I keep this. We've got turn 3 Oath of Druids. If we draw Mox, we have turn 1 Oath of Druids. Yeah. Take that upkeep stomp off. We've got a Selesnya Signet, which allows us to kill anything we want to. We can't cast a Johnny Vengeance yet, which is an issue. Alright, now we can cast a Johnny Vengeance. That's fine. Let's see if our opponent plays a creature. We might just play Oath of Druids. Okay, no creature, so I'll just cast a Johnny. And we'll choose the Badlands because that could represent like a lightning bolt or something. Maze of Ith to protect a Johnny is pretty great too. One of the things I like about a Johnny here, oh, Linvala, Keeper of Silence, is that it forces our opponent to play out creatures in order to attempt to combat this guy. So just do that. Play Oath of Druids. Play Maze of Ith. And I think we're gonna try the plan where we destroy our own Oath of Druids whenever with whatever creature we get. Keeping up lightning strike so I can kill the Shambling Vent. I could have tapped a little bit better, I guess. So that Dismember didn't deal us damage. But we'll just untap this. Ooh, we Oath of Druids carefully enough, and our opponent could have more creatures than we would. So that's another option. One of the things that has me cautious about destroying our own Oath of Druids I would really like to play Magic. Yes. Alright, Terastodon. Sweet. So we can do this, and this, and this. That's fine. Path to Exile. That's also probably fine. We just get another... And this is why I was hesitant to Oath of Druids. I guess we get a forest. No, I don't think I will. Oh, we do Ral Zarek. Sweet. We'll just keep doing this. This is fine. Tap this. Untap this. Yeah. Yeah, if our opponent had waited until after the Terastodon's ability would have resolved, I think they would be better off. But this is great. What did we meld? We meld Chain Lightning. Alright. Our opponent conceded. Because we still have that. Alright. Guess run it back. Our opponent seems to be playing a hilariously fair deck, which makes me think that this matchup might go a little bit faster. Yeah, I don't think I really want anything. Alright, I keep this. The Misty Rainforest can go fetch us a land right away, unless we draw Brainstorm. No, I think it just fetches us a Watery Grave tapped. Oh, it could have gotten us a Breeding Pool. I'm so bad at this game. Okay, not punished. Thank goodness. Just perfect mana. Oh my goodness. Unless they, like, mana tithe this, which would be bad. But, oh my goodness. Just me being so tricksy with my Misty Rainforest. I probably should have gotten... Like, this doesn't even vindicate us that much. I guess I play Oath. Like, my opponent can't play another creature, play a creature. And, if we mill enough cards, we can get this Treasure Cruise online, which is pretty sweet. And if they activate their Shambling Vent and attack with it to avoid, like, the Oath, I am certainly going to incinerate it. Lifebane Zombie. Okay. That's fine. Lifebane Zombie would be a little scary, I guess. we didn't have the oath. Because... oh, yeah, I think it will. Alright, so we got another Terastodon. We milled a lot of good stuff. Rough. Yeah, I think it's just this one, actually. I just want to kill the oath. If they have a path to exile, we're okay with that. Yeah. Play Maze. Probably should have played Maze after deciding whether to Treasure Cruise or not. It doesn't really matter what we delve away with Treasure Cruise. We don't have anything to... oh, yep, it does. I'm so bad at this. I'm so sorry, you guys. We have a Time Spiral in our deck. That's why. I mean, we have Ugin. We lost... so we should have gotten rid of the lands. I mean, that's mostly what we did. Time Twister, yeah, sure. Ugh. Creature, instant, or sorcery. Doesn't even get an enchantment. Ugh, yuck. We have like the prayer of playing this Woodfall Primus. Parallax Wave. Alright, so Parallax Wave gets our elephant, unfortunately. They could get Terastodon too if they wanted, I guess. Alright, Breeding Pool. Sure, that's a step in the right direction. We're just gonna cast that. Play that. A step in the Woodfall Primus direction. Sure. Alright, if our opponent was going to Parallax Wave their Lifebane zombie, I was probably just going to kill it. So that they couldn't get the Woodfall Primus from our hand. Gideon Jura, that's fine. Gideon becomes a 6/6 creature? Yeah. I'm gonna point a removal spell at, or a burn spell at Gideon. Alright, Mirari's Wake is great. Then we can like Time Twister or play Woodfall Primus or whatever we wanted to. I think I tapped this wrong. I could kill the Emeria, which they could just Parallax Wave. I don't want to pay 4 mana for the privilege here. Sorry, green. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Destroy Gideon. And then we'll pass. They can, like, we can afford to give our opponent a couple of birds, rather than let them save their Emeria Shepherd or Emeria Angel with the Parallax Wave. I'm not super worried about it. As it is, we're at a pretty high life total. This one's a certain amount of security. Oh. Okay. Linvala, sure. So I think what I want to do is compulsive targeting myself. Because we still have a Mizzium Mortars in our deck. And being able to Mizzium Mortars away our opponent's creatures would be really good. Land. We just have to make sure that we... that we cast Time Twister in a timely fashion, I guess. Okay, I'll pay one. Six cards is plenty of cards. Let's be real. Sheoldred, the Whispering One. I could Time Twister. I don't think I need to quite yet. It's probably better than not doing it though, because like our opponent only has so many lands. Alright, so we drew the Treasure Cruise. Great. We can kill Sheoldred. We could also Terastodon something. It's probably best to kill Sheoldred for sure. And we don't have Terastodon mana yet. We do have Treasure Cruise mana. So I'll do that. We're just doing a lot of things. And we drew Ugin. Great. I don't think Misty Rainforest has anything going on. So the main reason I sacrificed, or I did that is because I wanted to be able to kill Sheoldred. And as a result, I wanted to draw the removal spells, which I knew I had plenty of. So one way or another, I was going to do it. And I have this Mizzium Mortars, which is great. Along with a bunch of other threats. Oh, Brimaz. So scary. What a scary kitty. Our opponent is playing spells with 1 mana at a time. Linvala, Keeper of Silence. try and keep up double blue. If I had attacked with the Raging Ravine, I could have killed my opponent. But, like, my style of cube when playing with a deck like this is very much playing with my food. Sure. Yep. Now I'm gonna mana drain whatever this is. Wait, come back. I was gonna get 3 of your lands and then 0 Ugin. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in round 3. Welcome back to round 3 of this vintage cube. We're all very excited. Rough. I think we mulligan this. Brainstorm cannot save this hand. If this was like a Misty Rainforest, I think that would be fine. We got too much nothing. Okay, well. I don't think we keep Treasure Cruise. We have a couple of shuffle effects, namely like Bring to Light. Ooh. Draw 2 cards, then discard 3 cards. Technically card disadvantage. I don't think I play Mox Emerald yet. There's not really a reason in my deck to play it ahead of time. If my opponent plays like Urborg Hymn to Torok and then I discard like the spells that I can cast this turn, that would be bad. Also, it would be really bad if my opponent like discarded something fat that I could not kill with Dismember. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. Opponent discarded Exhume, Island, Sower of Temptation. So, Exhume, not really doing anything right now because they didn't discard something fat to discard, or to reanimate. Alright, Gruul Signet, great. Now I think we do play the Mox Emerald so that we can keep up Dismember. We can Bring to Light for something. Entomb, sure. Inkwell Leviathan, gross. Gross. Let's... Can I not view my deck from here? Ugh, gross. Alright, well... I guess I could bring... No, I couldn't bring to Light for Oath. I can bring to Light for 5 next turn. Or 4, rather. If I draw a white source. No, where did I get the impression I could bring to Light for 4? I can bring to Light for 3 next turn, which is not great. Opponent probably has... Okay, well, they took some damage, so maybe we'll be able to race. Okay, so we're gonna see what we can get with this Bring to Light while sacrificing our Wooded Foothills. Probably just gonna get our Sacred Foundry with it. This is instant, sorcery, or creature. Compulsive Research. Time Twister. Huh. So we're gonna get Sacred Foundry. Bring to Light for 4. And we're gonna get something. Like, I think it might just be Compulsive Research. Otherwise, because Time Twister is a draw 7 for our opponent as well. So I think we just want to cast Compulsive Research, targeting ourselves, discarding a land, discard this forest, and pass the turn. Shroud is going to be an issue. I mean, Island Walk technically is as well. Like, if we can... Oh, this is gross. If we can get Ugin out... Ugin is at least a threat that our opponent has to deal with, as same for Ajani. Like, Ajani and Ugin could do a pretty good job of, like, keeping us alive, at least. Awkwardly, I have to tap both my red sources to cast Ajani right now. So I can't, like, Incinerate as well, or whatever. Recurring Nightmare. They have a Sower of Temptation. That's not something I'm worried about. Alright, so we drew another mana source. So we're gonna minus on our opponents. We're on the burn plan, I think. Because we have a couple of ways to deal damage to our opponent before they kill us. No counterspell Reno. Mana drain? Oh noes. No. Sorry, Chain Lightning. That was a good plan though. I liked that plan. I thought that was a good plan. Just a solid plan. They have 1 mana from this Chain Lightning. Alright, let's see if they attack the right person. Yeah, okay. You got us. Alright, so against Reanimator. Do I want anything? Oath is probably a worse plan than it was. What else are we gonna do, though? We could side out Oath and side in friggin' Young Pyromancer. I think that's bad. Rishadan Port is probably bad. They didn't really have anything worth discarding or worth leylining. Turnabout could be sort of like a cryptic command. Mizzium Mortars is probably bad. We'll go ahead and put that one out there. We could cite it in Young Pyromancer and say, like, the Oath of Druids or the Young Pyromancer might be bad. We have, let's see how many instants and sorceries. A bunch. 21 minus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What? I think we give this a shot. I think Young Pyromancer serving as an alternative win condition might be pretty good. Well, I think we keep this. Like, Inkwell Leviathan's still pretty good against this hand. Alright, well, Mana Drain would be a little bit better if we had a second blue source, but we could hopefully research into it before it's too late. We were so close there, you guys. Oh, Soul Ring, gross. Imperial Seal, sure. Our opponent has a lot of redundancy too, so it's not like countering their first reanimation spell is even good enough. Alright, well, let's compulsive research. We drew Treasure Cruise. I think we just discard Bring to Light. Dismember. I want lands for this Terastodon, if anything. Duress, sure. Yeah, you got it. What do you even take from this hand? There's just a lot of garbage in it. Probably Mana Drain. It's just the best card in our hand. Or like Gruul Signet, I guess. Fortunately, that's just 1 mana, make Treasure Cruise 1 cheaper. You might just take Treasure Cruise. Sure. So our opponent... Literal Core, sure. Don't I feel silly? No. So this costs 4 right now. So I can either cast Treasure Cruise, play land, cast Treasure Cruise, or I could wait a turn. That doesn't sound right. I think I just cast Treasure Cruise. I don't even have to discard. Great. Ooh, Lightning Strike and Chain Lightning. Alright, we're back on the burn plan, kiddos. This Wooded Foothills, again, at the cost of 3 life, can get me a land for Mirari's Wake. So I think I just do that. Okay, well, they're at 9. Okay, so... I could give them a potential Mana Drain for 5, which doesn't sound great. How else am I winning this game? Because untapping with 12 mana is a lot of mana. I can cast both of my burn spells with the Gruul Signet and the Mountain. I think we give this a shot. there's a chance that they have mana drain still. Yes. Which is yucky, but... Drawing a Johnny would be nice. Yeah. Okay. A Johnny would be nice because it gives us an extra turn. Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of other options I had. Because, like... Oh well. Our opponent's deck seems really solid. They have a lot of the things that you would want, and also they mana drained as just like counterspell, so come on, a Johnny. That'll work. Mace of Ith prevents the Literal Core from killing us, so that's good. Oh, bummer. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I had one more mana, I could play this Terastodon, kill both my islands, and block the Inkwell Leviathan. God, that'd be so good! That'll do it for this one, though, I think. Yeah. If I'd counted better, I could have seen that as the plan the entire time. So, like, I wouldn't have shocked to cast this Mirari's Wake. That's so rough. Oh no, come back. Come back. I want to see what... I want to draw a card. Nature's Claim. That would have been really good, too. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time. We'll probably be doing another cube draft, honestly.